This segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Rockin' Riley's USC and LADWP. LADWP wants to remind you to beware of utility scammers who are taking advantage of COVID-19 and using scare tactics. Remember, we will never demand payment at your door or over the phone, and we have suspended disconnection of water and electric services for our customers who are unable to pay. We want to assure customers that your tap water remains safe and we have plenty of supply. There is no need to stock up on expensive bottled water. Well, I don't know what the transition there is.
That might be the most beneficial ad I've ever heard. That's good stuff.
Let's go to AA now. The strength and conditioning coach, of course, for USC football, Coach Helton. AA already sort of gave you your intro as he said something pretty cool. I guess you set up an Instagram, a private Instagram to talk to the guys and show them exercises during this quarantine. Take us through that idea.
Yeah, it was just, I think it was a really good, I guess, avenue or template for us to communicate with the guys, because it's such a part of athletes' lives now, social media, and it's something that you can update. I mean, immediately. I mean, anything that's an idea, a video, a motivational quote, you can quickly get that to them through a social media outlet. So. We have many ways to communicate with the guys versus just a personal text message, or we have this Teamworks app where we can shoot a mass text to the whole team. I mean, it's really cool ways, but I thought this was another way that we could do this, and the main thing is to let them, see some videos, some examples and stuff as we're giving them content. Now we also have great examples for them to see.
There's a lot of guys that are banged up still from last year, and then the past couple months that are in need of active rehab right now. With them not being able to get that as easily, what's been the process for all the injured guys that need daily rehab?
Well, and I know Russ Romano has done a good job with, finding out, where are you guys going to be at during this time? And most guys obviously are back at their hometown, back with their families. So he's had to work really hard on scheduling, physical therapy or rehab in that area with someone that they trust, and obviously that they might have a previous relationship with that player. And then obviously the players that are local, they're still able to rehab guys in at campus. So, I mean, they're definitely getting real creative in the same way we did, with some of our stuff, is they're having to really, find ways to get things done. And I think that's this whole challenge is we have to be really good communicators and leaders without being there in person.
You're listening to Aaron Ausmus, the head strength and conditioning coach for USC football. What are you having guys do at home? I mean, you mentioned the creativity. Can you give us some examples? I mean, we saw Brandon Peely and Alyssa Peely squatting family members, but same for that. What kind of things do you have the guys doing?
Well, one thing we've been trying to do in the last 24 hours is we're really trying to reach out to each player, and maybe even get on even as a FaceTime, and just to try to kind of find out their situation the best we can. And hopefully we've provided them 2 to 3 different templates to cover the situation they're in, whether they have access to some random barbells or dumbbells or things, or a med ball they have in their garage. So we have kind of a template for that situation. We have possibly a situation where they have a really good weight room that they can utilize. That would be ideal for everybody, but we have a template for that. They have access to a rack and things like that that would really be part of our day-to-day program. And then we have the third template for the guys that really just have a driveway, maybe a garage, some flat space, or a park down the street, but they really don't have any resistance equipment. So we put together a template for those individuals, and and obviously the running and things like that is all you need is somewhere that has grass or pavement or anything. So the big thing is today is that we're trying to reach out and just take notes on each guy. That way we know their situation, and then maybe we can become a solution specialist for them as we keep moving on, because this could last several weeks.
When looking at strength and conditioning just from my playing days with you and training from you, it's in different buckets, right? There's the strength aspect, there's the conditioning aspect, there's also the discipline aspect and the nutrition aspect. When you look at all those different factors at play, as a head strength coach, what's the most concerning one for you over the next couple months when you're not with your guys day in and day out?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is this, I think it's just idle time. That's the thing you're always worried about when there's idle time, and some people use it really well, and some people it gets the best of them. And the big thing we're always going to fall back on is we've been now with the players for about a calendar year, and everyone talks about culture and things like that. So we're really relying heavy on the culture that was built in this year of how important strength training is to our guys, how important getting sleep, how important eating is and feeding yourself. And we know like this time is going to test our culture at most. So like you said, we're trying to find creative ideas to just stay, in that back of their mind as they're making choices daily, doing things. And, it's a test for everybody. And like I said, I think the teams that had that best culture of what we're trying to do will come through this the best.
How about for everyone out there watching, listening, what can the average person do at home? Most people, as you said, probably don't have a lot of access to weights or anything at home. What are the best at-home exercises you can give to the Trojan family?
I think the best thing people can do is go back and watch some of the original Rocky movies.
Get your mind right a little bit. There you go.
Because number one, if Rocky can go into a butcher shop and pound meat with his bare hands and break ribs to train to fight in a heavyweight championship, and he found a way to train, I mean, you got to look right away that you have to be creative. We live in a good area in this Southern California, so there's no law on getting outside and walking around and doing some things in the neighborhoods and things like that. But just going back to, I think he'd go back to like your middle school, high school, PE things you did almost every day, which is stretching and push-ups, and if you have an area to do a pull-up or something, go out and find a branch on a tree, jump up and do pull-ups. I mean, you can find a way if you really want to do it.
Double A, how does this impact summer workouts at all? When you get guys back, obviously you're naturally going to have guys that aren't necessarily in shape. How does it impact the summer months, assuming we get back to normal here in 6-8 weeks or so?
Well, I mean, everyone's going to have to come back and probably push the reset button and understand that there's going to be guys that are probably coming back that are just as good a shape or even better or stronger because they're just that type of person and their personality of how they just take this to another level. But I think overall, I would think that the NCAA is probably going to come in and mandate the amount of hours and things that everyone's going to have to follow coming back, and X amount of just running, X amount of just lifting, and kind of bring everybody back in and slow play, just for the health and the risk to the athletes.
Double A, I've been getting everybody out on a movie recommendation, but you already gave us one, so we're good there. Just go binge watch Rockies 1 through 4, skip 5. That was a terrible movie. Fast forward all the way to Creed. So does that sound good?
I think between those, I mean, if you say you do not know what to do at home to stay in shape or get fit, I think there's something wrong.
Just that montage in Rocky 4 when he's stuck in that barn in Russia. That's all stuff you could do at home, right? Just go out and chop some wood. Chop a little wood. All right. Thank you, Double A. That's our guy. I really appreciate it. He's the mayor of the Gray Sweatpants Society, and I tell you what, sweatpants are having a real comeback right now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's rocking the sweatpants right now. Joy Dennis is next. We've got a USC beach volleyball senior. We'll talk to her about her uncertain future and all the spring sports athletes next on Trojans Live.